Welcome to the lecture on Wi-Fi phishing and watering hole attacks, two new and innovative attacks which allow hackers to easily infiltrate even very secure organizations. So usually in organizations, we have what we call a backbone local area network. So usually we have different servers. For example, you can have your email servers, application servers, database servers, and you have employees sitting on their desks using their desktop systems, and they also want to connect to these servers, right? So the way this works is that we install different routers which interconnect all of these components through wires. And this is your classical or traditional local area network. Now it's a wired network, right? A lot of the time organizations, they want their employees to have the flexibility of connecting wirelessly to this network, maybe through their mobile phones or through their laptops. So the way this works is that we install these wireless access points and we connect them with wires to the existing local area network. Now this is what we call your traditional wireless local area network. And every access point provides wireless connectivity within a wireless zone, right? Now, when you have let's say you take your laptop, right, to this organization and you turn the Wi-Fi card on. Now, you must have observed, that when you turn your Wi-Fi card on, you see a few network names, and after a few seconds, the list gets updated. Now, the reason behind that is that every wireless access point, they send a special frame every 30 seconds. Now, this frame is called a beacon frame. Now, this frame is broadcast all around, right? What does this special beacon frame contain? It contains the wireless network name, or technically SSID. And that's what you see. So when you receive that beacon frame, you see the name of that wireless network. And the reason why you see different network names after a few seconds, the list gets updated and you see more networks, is because you may not have received a beacon frame from certain networks and you may have received a beacon frame from others before them, right? So basically, as we just discussed, these wireless access points, they send out these beacon frames, which essentially contain the SSID as well as connectivity information, right? Which is like, for example, the MAC address of the wireless access point and other, maybe security related stuff. And once you have this SSID and you connect to it, so you create, and so basically you find out the Wi-Fi name, the wireless network name, and then if you click on it, you get connected to it, right? Depending on whether you may need to provide passwords and everything. But once that is done, you are basically connected to your wireless access point and your basically local area network. So now if you want to access maybe your servers within your organization, or you want to go to any website, all of your communication will go through this access point via your LAN to this maybe websites or different servers. I've showed a tunnel here, but it's just a theoretical idea, because practically what happens in wireless communications is that just like this beacon frame, every packet is basically transmitted all around, right? And only the receiver knows that it's intended for it, based on the maybe destination MAC address, and that's how it processes. Others, they just ignore it. Now, this is all good and fine, but what happens is that sometimes hackers, they can, introduce rogue access points. So what they do is that since this beacon frame is being broadcast everywhere, they can, maybe sniff this around the perimeters of your organization, and they can find out the company name. So now they install a rogue access point which broadcasts another beacon frame which maybe contains a similar name to your company, or maybe the same name, right? So now when you click to this, you essentially are connecting to this rogue access point. And if you access your secure emails or go to any websites, all of the communication will be done via this rogue access point, which can easily copy and extract, confidential information. And, and you may even not be aware of it, right? Because, on the surface, you're able to, access all the services, you're able to access the internet, you're able to check your emails and everything. So this can be very dangerous because, they're able to just copy whatever is going through, because since they're acting as the relaying agent, right? Now, another variation of this Wi-Fi phishing attack is a watering hole attack. So the basic idea is that sometimes you have organizations which are very secure. So just imagine like super secure organizations, and hackers are unable to infiltrate them, right, directly. So what they can do sometimes, and which they have been doing recently, is that they find out, if people or employees from that organization visit a nearby cafe. So let's say you go to this coffee shop, which is located right across the road to your office, right? Now here, when you want to connect to maybe the local area network, the Wi-Fi access point, you may find, sometimes open Wi-Fi networks, which are really, really bad idea. So the basic idea in wireless networks is that you have either encrypted networks, which you see with the lock sign. For them, you need to provide some sort of password or key. But sometimes you also find open networks which don't require any password or key, and which is very bad because your data is not properly secured and encrypted. And a hacker sitting nearby can simply sniff on your traffic and, he can extract a lot of information. A far more dangerous variation of this attack is if the hacker can sort of install a rogue access point, and then they can have some malware downloaded onto your systems, and now you're essentially carrying their malware for them right into the heart of your organizations. They didn't need to penetrate the security posture of your organizations. Employees do it for them, right? So that's also a very dangerous form of attack, and it's especially effective if the target organization is very secure and they are unable to infiltrate it directly. But traditionally speaking, the watering hole attack essentially refers to this situation. It's also, you can consider it as another variation, or this is the more classical watering hole attack. So let's say there is a very secure organization and they have taken every safety precaution and everything is secure. All of their web servers, their infrastructure, everything is perfect. Now they have some employees. So instead of directly attacking the security parameter of this organization, which may be very hard, just think of like super secure organizations. What hackers do is that they try to find out any particular websites that the employees of that company visit. So for example, let's say for this company, employees visit the website of a nearby cafe in order to maybe order some food or something. So instead of focusing their attention on this secure organization, hackers can simply scan this website, this public website. They can scan it for identifying vulnerabilities, and then they can install some sort of maybe malware. So when employees from this organization visit this website, this malware gets downloaded onto their systems and right into the heart of their organization. So this is another variation of the watering hole attack, and quite a dangerous one, right? Now, there have been several famous watering hole attacks. I'm going to discuss one example. So in 2014, the Forbes website was hacked by Advanced Persistent Threat Group. So by Advanced Persistent Threat, or APT, basically it refers to a group of highly skilled, highly specialized people. You can consider them as top of the line hackers. They have a lot of financial and technological resources, and they usually have state backing, right? So these are serious guys. So they hacked the Forbes website and they inserted a malicious banner which enticed visitors to click it. They were able to infect millions of visitors to that website, but their actual target were just a few people from certain defense organizations in the US. And when users clicked that banner, and malware got installed onto their systems, and then these people, when they went back to their organizations, or maybe they were sitting right there, they were accessing this page from within their network, then the hackers were able to infiltrate those organizations, right? So this is also a very serious form of social engineering. Couple of tips on how you can prevent these type of attacks. So the first rule is to avoid using public networks for official work. And if you do have to use, any network outside your organization, it's highly recommended to use a virtual private network. So basically VPNs, they encrypt your communication so that, even, if you're working remote, a lot of the times it's highly recommended to use VPNs because they encrypt your communication, which just makes the task of hackers quite difficult, right? So your traffic is now not in plain text, it is encrypted. So even if someone gets access to it, it won't be very easy to, decrypt or decipher it. And please be wary of open public networks. Don't ever connect to them. They don't require any sort of security. They don't encrypt your traffic, and anybody, literally anyone with a, just a basic sniffer can listen to your traffic. And also you should be wary if one fine morning you start your laptop and you find out a new variation of your company name as a Wi-Fi network. It could be a rogue access point also, right? But if in doubt, a good rule of the thumb is to check with IT security. So that's, if you follow these tips, these are some of the tips which are going to help you hopefully avoid Wi-Fi phishing and watering hole attacks. With this, we conclude our lecture. I'll see you in the next one.